You know the Rasmussen thing we watched just a second ago? Hit that like, by the way. Share the show. Also, leave a comment if you're watching this as a video, and just let me know you've seen the video and that kind of thing. Also, follow me on Blue Sky and Instagram and other things that I'm supposed to say. Also, Venmo, I suppose. There you go. The Rasmussen thing that I was showing you that was freaking out Glenn Beck and the Rasmussen guys, that suddenly there's a bunch of people who voted for Trump who hope we get a Democratic socialist president next time, which, by the way, those are people who want the system to collapse so that, this thing will magically happen. And they used to align themselves socially with the Democrats, but they more like indie anarchist, libertarian fuckwads. But they lean Trump's way because they think he'll crash the system. They're accelerationists, which is exactly what I was talking about. Well, they're looking at this rift and going, oh dear, oh no, what's going to happen? Our own side is eating itself. Well, there's a lot of that going around, ladies and gentlemen. And we have a special slice of cuckoo for you today. The right is splitting. And it couldn't happen a moment too soon. Man, oh man. I need to hear this. Poisoning the well. Tucker, Candace, and the right's civil war over Israel. Apparently, and I'm just judging from this, I know I don't let clickbait guide you too much. Understood. But it doesn't look like Roseanne is liking what she's hearing. It looks like Dinesh is a turtle, actually. And then the two of those together is nightmare fuel. Okay, so.
And let's look at it from the radical Muslim point of view. They're the little Satan. We're the great Satan. So they actually understand how this all stacks up.
Oh,
well said. What?
they get it totally.
They get it totally.
But we don't. And I mean, I was just looking at the internet. I'm like, my God, they have totally censored any kind of sane opinion about what's really going on in the Middle East, specifically Israel, what Israel's doing.
So what you're telling us is that you haven't been censored at all. Congratulations.
They have censored anything sane about it.
Right. Yes. To my point, you have not been censored, I am assuming, from your statement.
Israel on almost all fronts, on YouTube, on BitChute. It's all just.
Wait a minute. Whoa. On BitChute? Ho, hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, Jesus Christ. Does anybody know what BitChute is? BitChute is the Craigslist pick up free shit in my driveway so I can lure you into the house and duct tape you to a support pole in my basement and use you as a piñata version of YouTube. BitChute is... Let's see if I go away, silly thing. This is BitChute. BitChute is like... It's just some gnarly shit. Sometimes, like, in the past, I've gone a couple of, like, I've gone knuckle deep in some of these things. But it is, InfoWars is on there, even still. Let's see, Pirate Pete, Beautiful Violent Fans, okay, whatever. Don't Tread on Me, which I think replays a lot of Candace Owens shit. Let's see. Let's see. This is let's go to trending. October, this is the Great Monetary Reset. There you go. So Nisara Jassara, the Great Reset is what's happening. Restored Republic via GCR. That's the forgiveness of all debt and the resetting of all currency. AI government is here. The right votes down Epstein files. There you go. From the Last American Vagabond. That's a 4-hour stream with 4,700 views. Things will never be the same after this. We are truly in a brave new world. Michael Jackson and Hitler singing together. I think that's an AI reference thing. Just nose ring theory. This is the theory that septum piercing means you're a crazy leftist. That's been around for a while. A lot of this stuff is, kind of standard. Hashtag Trump. BitChute, there you go. Blackmailed Trump, censored knowledge, Alex Jones full show with Roger Stone, Monday Night Hoax stream, climate psyops, Billy Shears exposed. Oh, that's the song, I guess. Whatever. Let's see. Guillotine execution fake as fuck. The so-called homily. Okay, whatever. Hollywood Trump derangement syndrome on full display. Trump meme reel. That kind of shit. Anyways, it's all just like it's like right-wing YouTube boiled down to its absolute carnal essence. Yes. So the idea that they're over here. Yeah. The idea that like she's worried about censorship. Can you imagine what it would take to censor something on BitChute? Just the glancing at the shit I just showed you. Chat room. Just understand. Yeah, Billy Shears killed Kennedy, clearly. What would you think if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me? Lend me your ears and I'll sing you a song, and I'll try not to sing out of key. Sorry, I used to do that and make my mom laugh when I was a kid, because she like, and my grandmother liked my singing, so she my dad's mom had the Yesterday album. I've talked about that in my stand-up, and we just played the shit out of it because it was the only kind of new music, and so I would just egg the word key that singing. And anyways, just us, just personal. This is why I don't talk about my family stuff, because you guys don't appreciate it. Sorry. Okay, back to the nuttiness. BitChute.
Shoot anti-Semitism everywhere. And I mean, they've won, and they've targeted the minds of the youth, and they're all going to be like,
the Utes.
Listening to Candace and Nick Fuentes.
Oh, damn. Candace and Nick Fuentes. Can you imagine their babies? How did white nationalists deal with being upstaged in their white nationalism by a guy with a Hispanic last name and a black girl?
And Tucker Carlson, and I imagine
who I'm not quite sure genetically what that is. Tucker Carlson, I think he's part marshmallow. Is that do we know?
I like wood.
I don't know what his genealogy is. What is his haplogroup or whatever is? I think it's just one of those. Sorry, if you shaved a teddy bear and got it wet.
Deeper and longer.
All right, so
Charlie Kirk was really bothered by that. I imagine he felt, they say, he felt pressured by Israel, but he didn't have a lot of Jewish donors at all. And I think that he was feeling pressured by those people's rising numbers.
Charlie's donors are, look, in any organization that is a youth organization, you have a constituent.
Yeah, you can have a bunch of old men from the Republican Party giving money so they can hang out with them. Sorry, that's not what you were going to say?
Constituency, which is young people, and you're going to get money from older people.
Oh, yeah, especially the touchy-feely types.
So the older people...
Matt Schlapp. How much does it cost to go? Can I have a backstage pass, if you know what I'm saying?
Are going to represent the mainstream of the Republican Party, which is pro-Israel. This may have a subset of Jews in it, but it's not primarily Jews.
Right.
It's basically rich people of an older generation who believe in the Reaganite tradition that Israel is our best ally. So yes, it's not the first time in the history of nonprofits that you got, a guy navigating between a younger constituency that's, as you say, being kind of seduced or tempted away to an anti-Israel
by some sort of snake in a garden. I'm just, spitballing here, but
real position, and then his money is coming from basically pro-Israel people. That's not going to get him assassinated. That's actually normal. When I was at AEI, you'd have all these corporations that were giving us money, all right? And then the AEI economists, who are free market guys, would say, listen, we're against government bailouts, we're against any kind of subsidies, and all.
American Enterprise Institute, for those listening.
These companies would be like, wait a minute, we want subsidies for us,
Right.
and so tension between, our free market constituency, that's why we exist, and of course the donors who are corporate and generally support free markets, but on the other hand, if they can get something from the government, they're only...
Yeah, that's a little different than what's happening in Israel and Gaza right now, though, I would say, as far as ratcheted up tension and the cost of doing business, as it were.
happy to take advantage of it. So
honestly, shipping subsidies, and the donor class expecting a certain level of those was not, enough to shut down the AEI.
I think this was Charlie's predicament. But to go from that, which is a completely normal situation that he was trying to navigate, to somehow, take a look at this picture, guys. Here is a pipe that can be seen in the video of Charlie's assassination. I think there was like a Mossad guy who came out of that pipe. That was the real shooter. I mean, this kind of stuff is so idiotic and bad for our side.
I don't know. I think it's great. I think it's finally getting you some eyeballs on the rift, and I'm glad we're getting to see it and stuff. And believe me, Candace's takes have just gotten sharper. Man, they're snappy now. There's no give in them at all. They're just tight. Tight like the wiry muscles of a maniac in an asylum who's been trying to claw his way out of a cell for years and has developed into kind of a sinewy Renfield type, but tight nonetheless.
And so it's hard
But
for me to
aren't there
believe.
donors that pulled out because of Tucker Carlson before the assassination of Charlie?
Of course. I mean, I was telling you just before we got started that I know one of them, probably Charlie's largest donor. And this is a guy who had sort of had it. And I think what it was is that at the beginning, he saw that, look, Tucker's got a big following. A lot of Tucker's admirers became admirers not because of the anti-Semitism, not because of his view of it.
No, but it was like a plus. You know what I mean? Like, it's like when you have a piece of that gum that squirts in the middle and you didn't know that's what it does. And you go like, that was relatively pleasant for a second. Was not expecting that.
Israel.
It's like that's the jelly in their donut is his anti-Semitism. A little extra bigotry.
They were admirers when he was on Fox News.
Yes,
they supported him when he
absolutely.
got fired. He was the ultimate poster boy of political incorrectness.
Yeah.
This
Thank
was
you,
the
Lisa.
appeal of Tucker.
Well, that's why we all liked him.
That's why we all.
Oh, totally. Yeah, absolutely. I don't, and you didn't realize he was anti-Semitic, so you just kind of brushed aside. He was bigoted towards the people you were bigoted towards, and it didn't include you. It's like you're a walking, meme or saying. When Tucker had disdain for the Chinese immigrant, the Mexican, I didn't say anything, for I was a rich comedian.
Too. You did a tour with him
I did.
not too long ago, yeah.
Yeah. So
So it's your fault. I see. Maybe it did just happen. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe the anti-Semitism wasn't around the whole time. Maybe he was like, ugh. Maybe you were the first Jew he'd seen in years, and he was like, that can't be good.
Yes, the Charlie had a donor problem prior to all that, and
Because a lot of his donors did not like Tucker Carlson.
well, they also didn't like the degree of
Dave Smith, too.
prominence. Like they noticed that even after all this, even after Charlie had heard from 30 people or 100 people, this is a problem. Like, who's the keynote speaker at their upcoming December conference? Tucker Carlson, who was right up there at the funeral. I mean, it's not easy to get that speaking slot. Tucker Carlson. So I
Guessing because he bought his way onto the stage. He's one of the donors.
think this is symbolic of a problem in the Republican Party.
I do too.
And one that has to be taken head on. Now, I think the problem with it a little bit is this.
I don't think it is a problem, actually, now that I think about it. I'm kind of actually enjoying you guys jumping on each other.
And that is that Tucker is the man who, quote, asks questions.
He does, but sometimes he makes statements.
I like wood. Deeper and longer.
That's right.
Right? That's how he says, I'm not taking a position. I'm only asking questions.
I've heard from so many people who
Oh, dear God.
experience post-COVID vax side effects.
Oh my God. She's doing ads. Have you? They call you and they're like, give me your Donald Trump handgun.
Some in my family, and the stories are heartbreaking. One woman told me that after getting the jab and then a booster, she was never the same. She said her whole body felt like it was burning from the inside out, and she...
You know, I don't know. I've heard that some people got holy water instead of a vaccine because some like religiously devout people didn't want to give the vaccine, so they were giving people shots of holy water thinking that it would bless them or whatever. And some of your friends and followers must be obviously demons, and it affected them, you know, negatively.
couldn't eat. She was exhausted and in pain, and no one in the medical system had any answers for her.
I'm going to go with she had COVID. Like, at the time she got she got COVID, didn't get tested, just went in and got her shot and had COVID at the same time, and then had an...
Stories like that.
That's why I recommend apple-flavored fenbendazole. Now in yummy green apple horse flavor. You can drink it, add it to yogurt or breakfast cereal as a topping. You can also use the convenient available plunger to stick it up your poop chute and go... If you hear the... That's 20% off.
Show just how isolating, how scary it can be, which is why I want to tell you about the wellness company's ultimate spike detox.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Somebody goes and they get a big mining helmet on, and they open up your poop chute, and they go in there with a pair of needle nose pliers and ding, pull them out like thorns. Just doing, doing. Are you almost done? It's one of the greatest experiences I've ever had.
Moon River.
Just check out today, twc.health.rb.
You using the whole piss, Doc? Whew. Thank you, Doc. You ever serve time?
Developed by Dr. Peter McCullough, this doctor-formulated blend is designed to help your body clear spike proteins while also supporting your immune system, heart, and brain. It
Not in that order, I hope.
combines 7 natural ingredients.
And 12 unnatural ingredients.
Nattokinase to help.
Nattokinase. It's a Japanese, it's a thing Japanese people eat a lot of, and it's good for your heart. It has nothing to do with fucking COVID or spike proteins, you fucking twit. Hold on. Now I'm getting annoyed. Wait. Now I'm getting hold on. Nattokinase. I think it's right. Yeah. Yeah, it's an enzyme extract from natto, a traditional Japanese food. It's fermented food. It's kind of like essence of kimchi in some ways. It's actually perfectly fine for you. I'm just saying. It's a wonderful supplement. But you by no means, let's see, nattokinase. Here you go. This is, prepare yourself. What is nattokinase? Get ready. You ready? Okay. Puts the goo on your peanuts is what it does. This is a terrible picture. Nattokinase is a natural enzyme found in fermented soybeans. And that's what that is. That's fermented soybeans. Dave, have you been fermenting the soybeans again? I didn't do anything, Mom. God damn it, I have to throw out the whole thing. This is delicious. Yeah, I made it with my own. All right. This is... Sorry. So, yeah. It's kombucha, right, yeah. Well, it prevents blood clots. It's, but it's a natural food source thing or whatever. So the idea that this dipshit is like, I've stumbled on nattokinase. You guys didn't even know about this. I'm like, yeah, it's a fucking... eat some fermented foods is the whole thing. Like, it's the reason why our grandparents had pickles with everything, or sauerkraut, or if you're, or kimchi or some other version of fermented vegetables, is because we don't drink fucking ditch water when we eat anymore, so we lose a lot of enzymes, and so you replenish them that way, and it's good for you overall. And that's, our grandparents weren't full of shit. Like, we look at their silly little meals, and but for the like World War II level poverty aspect of it, most of their ideas were fairly good.
Break down spike protein.
No, it doesn't.
Bromelain to
Bromelain, better than the antifa-maline.
support immune health, and turmeric with black pepper to reduce inflammation and repair.
I wish it had turmeric though. I don't touch turmeric. Yeah.
Cells. If you or someone you love is still suffering, don't wait.
Does it matter what they're suffering from?
Go to T.
Like a belligerently inflated ego. Does that count?
twc.health/RB and use code RB for 10% off
That would be Roseanne Barr, I guess.
plus free shipping.
Candace takes the, I would call it, and all of this is slightly comedic, but in a dark way.
Yeah, and obviously, Roseanne, you don't know anything about comedy. Let him explain it.
She's always conducting a personal investigation. She's like, I've got my journalists. I want to recruit you, my audience, to be journalists. Send me videos. We're going to get to the truth of the matter. Citizen journalism. Now, all of this has a kind of respectable patina.
Veneer.
It's a veneer because, first
Yes, a patina veneer.
of all, this journalism never produces anything.
Yes, it does. It's created a wonderful rift in your party. I mean, you may not like what it's created, but I think it's fucking gorgeous.
It never actually comes to a conclusion. It actually never produces an incontestable fact where all
Uh-oh, Alex Jones. I think he's on to you.
of us can look at it and go, you know what? That is obviously true. We didn't know that before. We need to revise our previous understanding. It's never like that. It's always some extremely wacky theory that never goes anywhere and is
Yeah, it sounds like everything Trump believes. Like you're born with a finite number of heartbeats, and when you run out, you die.
replaced by another even more wacky theory. So this is the surreal world we are.
I'm starting to understand the appeal with maggots. You think this is less about the fact that she's full of shit and more about the fact that your side clamors to follow people that are blazingly full of shit? Perhaps. Did that occur to you? That it ain't about her? Again, who is more foolish, the fool or the fool who follows them?
moving into, and
I'm so wise.
I'm all for asking questions.
Me too.
In a way, it embarrasses me because
I'm not, I don't think. Am I? Am I all about asking questions? Am I comfortable with asking questions? Do I ask a lot of questions? Do I ask too many questions? Do I ask enough questions? Am I pro-question? No, I don't think I am, actually. No.
I want to do a citizen inquiry into the one thing Candace will never do, and that's the Catholic Church and its horrible record on child
Damn! Sharts fired.
molestation and
Yeah, nobody's ever talked about that. Yeah, when are people going to bring that up? Maybe the next time you can mention a Catholic priest without someone immediately thinking the word pedophile. How about then? Like the only guy you don't think of that way is the current pope. And you guys hate him.
trafficking. Candace ought to look into that. Boy, that'd get her a lot more viewers. But I plan
Well-
to do that, and why she apologizes for all that and hides it.
well, the other thing about the church that has been very disturbing is the
Oh man. What is happening? This is amazing. Congratulations, Monday. You've really done the hard work. Rasmussen's talking about how half the Trump voters want a fucking socialist future where the government nationalizes tech industries and pays for college and helps everyone buy a home by seizing third homes and yachts from the super rich and that kind of stuff. And then these assholes are leading on with the problem with the church is in response to criticisms of Charlie Kirk's death. Think about that for a second. How the fuck did this get looped into that? Also, by the way, Candace thinks that Charlie was close to converting to Catholicism, and that might be one of the new reasons why they get, because she's Catholic, and so is Nick Fuentes. And so she thinks that's why, and that's why they're jumping on her with this too.
Way in which, well, the Catholic Church was hit with a lot of lawsuits. They, I think, were facing in certain areas major bankruptcy.
Yeah.
But then they discovered almost like a business, like another source of revenue, illegals, right?
Right,
Because
exactly.
if you can,
That's what it is. Yeah, you know what? You know where there's some real money? Father Jenkins. I think I figured out where the real money is. We help these illegals and pretend it's all this Jesus-y nonsense that we allegedly believe, but really we'll just make money hand over fist taking care of these illegals. That's what we'll push for, more illegals in the country. By the way, which is the story they tell about Jews. What do you fucking think Charlottesville and all that Jews will not replace us thing is? That's what they're talking about. They think it's a Jewish plot to control the Democratic Party, lower the fucking, border wall or whatever, knock it over, and let them all storm in so that they can vote, I don't know, anti-choice Catholics. I don't know what they expect, why that is. But the point is that they believe, the right wing believes that, that Jews are behind this, or were for a while. And now she's like, actually, the Catholics are behind it. This is so... Lord, hold on. I feel like I have... do we have music that's appropriate to the... no, I have it here somewhere. Let's see. Because didn't we make some? I know, I didn't transfer it, did I? Like an asshole. Son of a dog doodle. Hold on. Maybe there's... I know. I have this one. Lord, thank you for blessing us upon this day in your wonderment and in a joyful and heroic manner, delivering unto us a manic Monday, where we were once able to make the bus on time, not today. And Lord, we want to thank you from the heart of our bottom for the internecine fighting between the tribes that you have created in your wisdom to give us so much joy and confusion and violence. While everyone can believe in you in their own way, as Jesus said, and should probably pray in a closet, you do not need someone to tell you the way to the Lord, and if they try, they're probably the bad guy. We know that a bunch of these folks didn't listen, and they started these little buildings and set up shops and sold tickets to heaven. And I want to thank you that they're all chewing at each other's faces right now. We're enjoying the dogfight in all of its majesty that you are blessing us with. Oh Lord, help us as we forgive them for being dumb fucks. Oh Lord, help us as we try to remain humble, as we snicker and laugh at the glory of their wanton bullshittery. And if you see Gabriel, tell him that Muhammad still thinks he's a hot piece of ass. All right. That's a true story. Sorry. Sometimes you just need a moment. Take him to church.
Set up shop on the border as
Exactly.
a group
Exactly. Basically the Catholic border.
that navigates these massive caravans that come, 2,000 miles and arrive
Catholic
at the U.S.
Charities
border.
brought 'em over.
Catholic
That's right. All the time, this whole time, it was pro-choice Catholic Charities trying to flood Latin American Catholics into the country so that they would vote to end abortion. And come on, guys. This is fucking magic. Do I deliver or do I deliver? And it gets better / worse.
charities. Catholic Charities basically became like an unbelievably
Basically.
lucrative revenue operation, and funded, by the way, not just by funded by U.S. taxpayers indirectly, funded by NGOs, funded by international organizations,
USAID.
all of this stuff. And so this is the backdrop of all that. But let me put it this way: when I started my career, I was myself
career. That's adorable.
Like a young Charlie Kirk, right? I was speaking on campuses. My first book was called Illiberal Education.
Right.
And so I lived that life of 3 days.
Yeah, it was fucking magic.
4 days a week, going from
just scattered ass all over the place. A young The Mess D'Souza just nailing his way across the campuses like a young Jim Morrison.
one campus to the
dweeby East Indian in a golf shirt, but still.
other, often flying cross country. Of course, it was a different era. I never had to worry. Don't think I genuinely worried about getting shot.
No, the biggest, during that period of time, the worst thing you could come across at a college campus, I think, was Andy Dick. Sorry.
The most I thought.
But not really.
Some guy will rush the stage and be intercepted by some overweight campus policeman. You know, it's going to be okay. I'll live through it. But I've tried to be an iconoclast asking questions, but you have to ask questions in the right way.
Yes, absolutely. Usually with the question mark at the end.
And you have to do it seeking truth. You're not asking questions to poison the well.
That's right.
And so when you have a
yeah, you are.
Guy who's asking questions like this, all right, well, you know, I just wonder whether we might have been better to ally with, you know, Hitler in World War II against Stalin. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You know.
Our grandfathers died fighting Hitler.
Right. And then, of course, you'll hear.
Yeah, but his didn't. Like, Tucker Carlson's dad was in the CIA, allegedly, but... and I always say allegedly because I don't believe anybody, some people may be in the CIA and don't know it, and some people think they're in the CIA and they aren't. Sure.
There's something like, you know, well, I'm not the only guy who's saying that. You know, Patton said that. No, Patton didn't say that. After the war, Patton said, having won the war and vanquished the Nazis, maybe we're going to have to deal with the Soviet Union now, and maybe we should march all our way to Moscow. That's a whole different thing. And so, but for young people who are amnesiac and don't know the nuances of all this, they go, oh.
They're not amnesiac. They never learned it in the first place. That's why young minds are so easy to poison. That's the point.
Well, Patton said it really. So I think that this kind of asking of questions is not, as it needs to be, a search for truth and genuine debate.
No.
Yeah, I'm starting to think this Tucker Carlson guy is full of shit, man.
What?
You said it. It's poisoning the well.
It's poisoning the well.
It is. And not the well mentioned in Borat, just for the record.